What's up everyone out there in YouTube land? It's me, Perry Lovewhistle, and I'm back on Zaner and Project 1999 Green. And as you can see, I'm in Payneal, but I'm not here for what you might think. I've been working on alts, mainly because my schedule doesn't really line up with the raid schedule, and I haven't had big enough blocks of time to work on EXP grinding. While my alts have some decent hand-me-down equipment from Zaner, they are the warrior that everyone knows about, and of course I've also got a Dark Elf Shadow Knight and a High Elf Paladin. There is definitely better equipment than what they have in a lot of slots that I can get easily just by running through the Warrens. And since I heard that the trivial loot code has been taken out, I'm going to run to the Warrens and see if I can get some easy, low-grade upgrades for my alts. So for those of you who aren't aware, to get to the Warrens, you go into Payneal, and then instead of turning right and getting killed by the guards, you turn left. And then right here at the fountain, you turn left into this little tunnel, and that puts you in the Warrens. There's really only a couple of things that I'm actually looking for in here, but there is some stuff that could be useful, at least for giving away to newbies, since I'm about to run through Fadewar anyway. So there are some misconceptions about the Warrens that I want to get into before I do a tour of this zone. First of all, it is on Otis, but it was actually released during the Valios era, making it not a classic zone. That's the reason why you'll see it at the beginning of TLPs, but you won't see it at the beginning of a Project 1999 server. Also, when it launched, it had something called Trivial Loot Code, which means if I killed something, not only would it not drop any magic or lore items, but it would also give the minimum faction change for specifically heretics, which meant that if you couldn't get experience in the Warrens, then it made it a really painful place to grind faction to get a whole key. With the Trivial Loot Code gone, feel free to come here and kill kobolds to your heart's content. You will get a whole key in no time. Now, I'm not here for a whole key, so I'm going to go directly to the useful spawns, the camps, assuming that they're not taken, and kill whatever is there, and hopefully get some stuff for my Paladin and Shadow Knight. Now, if you're going to the Warrens, most likely you're going straight through to Stonebrunt, because that's another reason why I'm here, is to get a couple of Wakazashis of the Frozen Skies. To go there, you would turn left. But if you turn right, you go deeper into the Kobold City, which has a couple of decent camps in it. Right over here, we've got Foodmaster Ragnar and Smithy Rargan, who each have a chance to drop some mildly interesting things. Nothing. But Foodmaster Ragnar drops a food that is +3 intelligence, obviously useful for erudites, and Smithy Rargan drops Ye Old Ballpeen Hammer, which is a decent one-hand blunt with 2 strength and 4 HP on it. Going farther down this road, we've got The same river that runs through the other area. And Prince Bragnar, and he's actually the main reason I'm here. He has a chance of dropping Shield of the Forlorn, which is one of the easy-to-get shields that my Shadow Knight definitely needs. Oh, and he is a Shadow Knight, so he harm touches for 95 points. Bracer of the Forlorn. This will be useful for my Paladin. And Tiny Pouch of Bone Dice, some sort of quest item. It's a quest item for a snare clicky. Obviously, that's not useful to me, but luckily, I did already get my Shield of the Forlorn. I actually ran straight here and killed Prince Bragnar to double-check that the Trivial Loot code was actually out of the game. And it is, so I've got my shield for my Shadow Knight and a bracer for my Paladin. Prince Bragnar also could drop a intelligence back piece that would have been useful for my Shadow Knight. It's wearable by Shadow Knights and pure caster classes. Now inside this door, off the direction of getting to the prince, is another little loop, which would be a great place to farm kobolds. But as far as useful kills, here is Trainer Draxgur, who I don't think drops anything useful. Here is Jailer McCraig. Who drops these bronze shackle keys. The Rat Room, which is useful for, I think, a quest in Payneal, but also it's a great place to farm rat ears if you're working on the Paw of Apollo. And then up here we've got our captured erudites. I can't remember if it's the erudite prisoner or the captured erudite that you're supposed to give the bronze shackle key to. The erudite prisoner. Good thing I got two of them. Which gives experience, but no faction, oddly. And no reward. And that is basically it for the left side. I'll quickly run back up to the entrance and take the other direction, because there's some interesting stuff down that way that I didn't know about until today. So here's the entrance, and here's the direction you normally go to get through the Warrens. Down here, through this cave. And there's really not much but bats and non-unique kobolds down here. Until you get into this room. And this is where you find High Shaman Drogic and King Gragnar. And they actually drop the most useful things in here, which is why they are always camped. Here we have Mir, a magician, possibly even of appropriate level, to be camping these things. So there's no reason for me to be here. But if you go back this way, this room has Warlord Drig, and it also has this little garbage chute back here, which drops you down into the Battling Caves. And these are green con batlings, but they are very aggressive. So even at 55, these guys will attack you. In the Battling Caves, there is a named Batling named Crode the Diviner. And while he only drops stuff that's useful to pure casters, I'm going to kill him just to see if I can get something worth giving away. Nope, didn't drop anything. He could have dropped Crode's Shawl, which is a 2 Wisdom -2 Intelligence item for priest classes. Now you get to the end of the Battling Caves. It looks like it's a dead end. But if you walk through this wall, you find yourself coming up behind the Muggle Wump. Now, the Muglewump, most of the good stuff that he drops is actually no drop. So to make sure it doesn't get wasted, I'm going to pull him back to the entrance and kill him there. The Muglewump is the raid boss for the Warrens. And he has a chance to drop a Cast Iron Stein, Midnight Sea Mail Coat, Eulorn's Fishing Pole, Soiled Evoker's Robe, Etched Chitin Shield, and Helm of Ridison. A lot of good stuff. Plus, I think he also can drop some potions. Yeah, so Soiled Evoker's Robe. Nice little int. 10 save diseased, 5 save poison. Helm of Ridison. Shadow Knight Erudite item with Reclaim Energy. Clicky Reclaim Energy. That's pretty good. And some money. And that is the Muglewump. And there's really only 3 other mobs worth killing, and they are past the throne room in the other direction. So a quick jump back to where I went into the door. Okay, so here's the back room where I fell into the Battling Caves. If I instead go this way, this takes me back to the giant bats. Right here, the cave bat lord spawns. That is the hole to Stonebrunt, I believe. Up here, you've got Huntmaster Fergal, who drops the Forlorn Bow. Which is not a bad bow. I don't know who I'm putting it on, but somebody's getting it. And over in this nook is the Mighty Bearpaw, who drops Bearpaw's Pelt, which is a quest item that I don't need. And that is it for our quick tour of the Warrens. I did manage to pick up 3 items. I was hoping to get a little bit more, but the Warrens is actually camped. It's the middle of the day on a Monday, and someone has time to come here and kill King Gragnar. So I'm going to hop over into the Stonebrunt Mountains, grab a couple of Wakazashis of the Frozen Skies, which aren't worth making more video because I've already done a video on that, and distribute these items back to my alts. Until next time, bye.